Hello and welcome to Lesson 3 of Web Design and Development for Higher Computing Science. On screen you can see a disgusting website that is of National 5 level. You can see I've got a heading, some background colours, we have some text colour, different fonts, different sizes, we have links and we have images, we've got a div here as well, and we've got a paragraph. If we take a look at some of the National 5 implementation section, we can see that we've got the HTML tag, the head tag, we have the title, we have the body, we've got headings, H1, we have H4s over here, and we have H2 as well. We have a paragraph, we have a div, we have a link, that's the style sheet. We have anchors, these are the links. An image, we do not have audio, video or lists, but if you want to check those out, I recommend the Nat5 playlist on this channel. And if we look at some of the CSS, the cascading style sheets, we've got selectors, so like the body, the A tag, they're selectors. Also, we've selected a class here, the content area class, and we've selected an ID, the heading ID. We've changed some of the properties. On text, we've changed the font family, here to cursive, the size to 16 point of the A tags, 50 point for the font size of the heading. We've changed the color. This one's green, the A tag. We also have a color red for the heading. We've set the alignment, let me scroll along, of the heading ID element. It's centered. And we've changed the background color in a few places. We've got a pink background on the body. We've got a light blue background of the content area. And there was one more. There we are, a yellow background for the heading. As I said, disgusting, Nat5 level. I could have made it look nicer, but this is just to demonstrate the tags and the styles that you would expect at Nat5 level. At higher level, you would have a lot more HTML tags, quite a lot more. We have a bunch more CSS that really starts to make our websites look a lot nicer. And we've got one more JavaScript event we need to be aware of, the onClick event. But more importantly, we now need to implement JavaScript code. Previously at Nat5, we did not need to implement. It was only describe and identify, and only these two events. In today's video, I would like to talk about these first 6 elements. These are what's known as semantic elements. If I take you to the W3 Schools page for semantic elements that will be linked in the description, you'll find out all about them. If you want to have a look through and read it, that'd be perfect. But let me give you a very quick rundown as to why you would use semantic elements. As it says here, many websites, they do contain code that has a bunch of divs. And these divs are used for different purposes. Here we've got an ID of nav, a class of header, an ID of footer, and you can tell that they serve different purposes. Navigation, header, and footer. Semantic elements take away the need for lots and lots of divs with different classes and IDs. You can just have a header, or a nav, or you can have an aside, or a footer, or sections, articles. There's lots of semantic elements. You can see them here. Now you might be wondering, why not just use divs? I'm happy and comfortable and confident with divs. Why would I bother with these different semantic elements? There are two main reasons that I've found. One is that Google or other search engines can make use of these semantic elements to provide better results for searches. For example, when you search for a website, it might search through the nav elements or the nav tag and to find the links within that, so it can present them as shortcuts within their search results. Another reason is that visually impaired users might use a screen reader, and screen readers can tell you which semantic area that you're in. So if you're looking for the navigation, there might be a shortcut for navigation and it'll take you straight to the nav element so you can cycle through the links and get to where you want to go quicker. So it's for accessibility reasons. How about we add some of these semantic elements and see how it affects our website? Now we'll do the nav first. Now nav is for navigation. So you can see that navigation is done via these links. We have a bunch of links. So I'm just going to surround these links in a nav tag. There we are. And because all these links are within a tag, I like to tab them in. Perfect. I also have a heading here. Look at this. Look, here's actually an example of kind of what W3 Schools was talking about. I have an H1 and I've given an ID of heading, but that's not very meaningful. I'm going to leave it for now. But if I planned this, I could have just had a heading tag. Whoops. Header tag. And here's something that you'll have to debate amongst yourselves. Would the navigation be considered part of the header? Sometimes a header would include text, maybe a slogan, an image. In my case, I'm going to make my nav part of my header. And the reason is my navigation appears at the top of every single page. My navigation is here, 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 here. Consistent. It's always above the rest of my content. So I'm going to make it part of my header. And it'll be even more clear why it's part of the header once I start using some of the higher level CSS. Okay, so that's nav and header. We currently don't have a footer, but we could definitely add one. A footer. Footers can be used for more links. Sometimes you would have a sitemap, or you would have other shortcuts, promotional links. Sometimes it's used for copyright. There we are. I'll put this inside a paragraph. Perfect. Main is where all of your main content, so something that doesn't appear on every single page, like my headings and my links, they appear on every page, so that's not the main content of my website. The main content of this page is this content area. So I can already see how this is going to be useful. Instead of having this div, I could just use a main tag. Nice. We have other ones as well. I skipped section actually. This page doesn't have a section. A section would be for if you have one page with some main content, and within that page there are different sections. I mean, it seems quite self-explanatory to me. I know I'm using the word in the answer. Hopefully it's self-explanatory. We'll do some examples later. And then we've got forms. That's for form areas where you can have a text input, or you'll have buttons where you can submit things. We'll take a look at those later, but so far we've used all but the section and the form. So we're using a few of these. Now I'm going to add them to all of my pages. And I'll save all of those. Bloop. And they all look the way that they should. Okay, so what do you think will have actually changed? What has actually changed? Let's refresh. Oh dear, yes, something has changed. And we do have this extra stuff on the bottom. So the only thing we actually lost was because we changed this main tag. What it had previously was, it was a div with a class, content area. But we can simply replace this with main, save this, and refresh. So now it's identical to what it was before, but now we have the benefit of using semantic tags that search engines can make use of, and so can accessibility tools like screen readers. Isn't that perfect? And not only that, but I think it's easier to read. We've now gotten rid of that horrible div tag that had the class in there. We've got nice semantic elements that help us see what we're working with. Beautiful. So that's quite a lot of the implementation that we've already covered. We've squeezed into this video. It's quite a long video so far. Next time, we're going to take a little look at some CSS. Where are we? Here we are. This CSS will make our page look so much nicer. Oh yes. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I will see you in the next one.